Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to Fiki Flow members and all our online viewers. I can see some gorgeous faces of our lovely ladies who have just logged in. So hang on there.
No, go for it. Idala. No.
I request everyone to please be on mute. So just hang on there, as today's event is with a woman who is another real Shiro. I like to start by a beautiful saying. In every community, there is work to be done. In every nation, there are wounds to heal. In every heart, there is the power to do it. And today, amongst us, we have one such woman whose deeds are etched in the hearts of many forever. Our esteemed guest today, Miss Neeti Goyal, is a philanthropist, a woman of unwavering determination, strength, and an award-winning restaurateur based in Mumbai and having restaurants like Keba, Starred, Madras Diaries, Nom Nom. She's a student of Chandigarh and a superwoman for many migrants of Bihar, UP, Jharkhand, Orissa, Kerala. She is the woman who came forward with a philanthropic work in the lockdown of 2020 to bring a lot of relief work in the pandemic. She did an exemplary work where she helped many migrants to reach their homes during lockdown. Under the Ghar Bhejo initiative, co-founded with Sonu Sood, 5 lakh migrants were sent home with adequate food and water. She also started a drive called Khana Chahiye, a UN-recognized NGO, and distributed 45 lakh meals to the needy. We are very proud to share that this initiative got featured in the top 50 initiatives in the world to fight hunger during COVID-19 pandemic. Beside this, she also started working relentlessly in various campaigns where food and water was distributed in trains and households in Maharashtra. With all the challenges she faced, she has touched hearts of millions in the community and made us believe that the true essence of real happiness is in serving others. Flo Shiro salutes her and welcomes her with a few lines in her praise. She worked for a cause, not for applause. She lives life to express, not to impress. For she is a Shiro. She is a real hero. Now I request Mrs. Radhika Gupta, a very dynamic chairperson of Fiki Flow, to address the audience. Over to you. Thank you.
My dear Flow family, today I'm pleased to announce to the world that Fiki Flow Ludhiana has launched a magazine worth cherishing forever. Flow Shiros, it's my dream project. My dream started to fly when you all gave it wings with your words. Very few people in this world are lucky to hold their dreams, feel it, read it. It's my lucky day today. So friends, you must be wondering, who is a Shiro? A Shiro is a woman bound by no boundaries, contained by no countries, tamed by no time. She's the force of the nature's course. A Shiro is the one who feels deeply, loves fiercely. Her tears flow as abundantly as her laughter. A Shiro is both soft and powerful. She is both practical and spiritual. A Shiro loves, forgives, walks away, lets go, tries again, no matter what the circumstances are. This magazine is dedicated to all the women, strong enough to be the heroes and fair enough to be the ladies. A big applaud for the editor-in-chief, Mrs. Ankita Gupta. Only someone like you who believes in me and what I stand for would have been able to weather that storm together with me without backing out. Our very own dynamic member, Mrs. Raman Nagpal, is handling the public relation of this magazine. She has worked relentlessly to make it a perfect version of my dream. Also, heartfelt gratitude to Team Shiros and all feature editors. You all are the special, undaunted ones who believe move mountains and make things happen. Mrs. Aina Garg, Mrs. Mansi, Mrs. Ashley Sethi, Mrs. Shweta Gupta, Mrs. Monica Chaudhary, Mrs. Swastika Sophi, Mrs. Pallavi Pava, Mrs. Gurleen Kohli, Mrs. Shweta Jinder, Mrs. Pooja Chopra, Mrs. Shilpa Mittal, and Mrs. Mansha Sharma. It's if not for your presence, of your faith in me, this would not be possible. You all are the ones whose faith has stood the test of time and the pain of your dreams to come to fruition. You all inspire me daily to be a better version of myself because you believe in me and you are never afraid to show it. Thank you for believing in me. I also want to thank Mrs. Anjali Sharma, Mrs. Sanam Mehra, Mrs. Shalu Verma, Mrs. Amrita Rekhi Raj, Mrs. Rakhi Goyal, Mrs. Ritika Lamba, Mr. Nitin Gupta for trusting us and investing in us in these torrid times. I also want to thank Mrs. Pooja Mago, Chopra Sons Dwellers, Sri Ram Global School for being the main sponsor for this edition. It's our privilege to have Mrs. Neeti Goyal, who is an award-winning restaurant in Mumbai. She has worked relentlessly in the last year to send all these migrant laborers home. It's an honor to have you in our chapter, Neeti. Now, I will call upon Mrs. Ankita Gupta, Vice Chairperson, Flow Ludhiana, and Editor-in-Chief, Flow Shiros, to come and take the program ahead. Dear member, this magazine is for all of us. I request each of one of you to come and be a part of it. Let's celebrate womanhood together. Over to you, Ankita.
Thank you so much, Radhika. The journey has been extremely overwhelming, but all I feel is frankly immense gratitude. As one of my friends, dearest friends, mentioned to me this morning, sometimes we surprise ourselves, not knowing our very own potential. And this is for all my team members who stood by me like a rock and had faith in me and all my decisions. Thank you for being my strongest critics and the biggest cheerleaders. Special thanks to you, Raman, for your perseverance. Biggest thank you, if there's a word like that, to Radhika for all the trust, for giving me a creative breathing space and standing tall with me. We remember this forever. Now, coming back to the main event, a very formal good evening to all the ladies and very few men who are present out here today, which I can see. It's a very fine evening where I'm going to introduce to you someone who needed a hero, but that's what she became. She became better. She became a Shiro. We're talking of none other than our dearest Mrs. Neeti Goyal, who has worked tirelessly for the last year to bring food at people's doorsteps and has also served more than 1 lakh meals a day. She's an award-winning restaurateur, settled in Mumbai, owning restaurants named Nom Nom, Madras Diaries, Ostad, to name just a few. But besides being a successful entrepreneur, she's also the co-founder of Khana Chahiye, Ration Chahiye, Ghar Bhejo, along with actor Mr. Sonu Sood. It's very unfair to talk about her when she's around. So let's hear it from our Shiro herself, Mrs. Neeti Goyal.
Hi everyone. Hi Radhika. Hi Anaika. Thank you so much for having me over. I'm looking forward to the session, and you guys are doing some phenomenal job too. So good luck for that. And really happy to be a part of this event. And I'm sure it's going to be a great conversation. And thank you for the honor. I really appreciate that.
Thank you so much, Neeti. And welcome to Ludhiana. I wish there were better times. Would have loved to have this conversation across the table. But
yeah,
we can only hope for better times now.
Yeah. Very soon we'll do that too.
Yes, absolutely. And with your perseverance and the kind of work you're doing, I think it's going to happen very soon.
Yes.
Okay. Neeti, I was reading so much about you because we were going to have this conversation. And I came across innumerable articles about your good deeds. And it frankly made me feel very small, very worthless, but at the same time, extremely proud of you. In fact, I found your stories so inspirational. It was amazing. I would really want everyone to hear it. In fact, I would like to, because you're in the house, it'll be unfair for me to say it out. So I would really like you to give us a synopsis of what your journey has been till now, since the pandemic started.
So I'll tell you, my journey till now has been very normal. Just before the pandemic, my life was just as simple as any other woman's life would be, balancing work and children and home and my in-laws, and we all live in a nice joint family and just a routine life. Just when the pandemic started around the 24th of March, being a restaurateur, I saw a lot of people coming around and asking for food because apparently Mumbai has a lot of daily wage earners. So me and my daughter decided that we are going to start with some meals, cooked meals from the restaurant, and serve to the nearby people around. So on the 27th, we started with 1,200 meals, and when we actually went with 1,200 meals, I think even if we had 12,000, it would have been less. There was so much desperation. There was so much requirement for food. That's when a group of friends got together and we decided to launch a citizens initiative called Khana Chahiye. And I think, God willing, in a week's time, we were able to scale up to 15,000 meals, and in about 2 weeks' time, we were doing almost 1 lakh meals a day. So it was, everyone came together. I think it was a great movement. A lot of people joined hands. The restaurant capacities were empty because there was a lockdown. So we utilized all the restaurant kitchens to, prepare hygienic, nutritious food for these people. So we've seen instances, where, I mean, it's just heart wrenching. There was an incident where I saw a lady cooking food and we didn't stop because we thought that she already has food. So she started crying, and there were like 5, 6 children sitting around that pot. So we stopped that. Sonu was with me. So we stopped and we thought that let's just see now what's the problem. And then she said, please give me food. So we said, you're cooking food. She said, just see it. And can you believe it? There were stones inside the pot. She was just lighting the fire so that the kids think that, oh, the food is coming, and they would just go to sleep. There were days when people were not getting food, even one meal in 2 days. So it was something like we couldn't sleep at night. I mean, I couldn't eat a morsel that time. And there was something which made me feel a part of them, that what if we were there? And that's how we started doing the whole food drive. And then the food drive converted to ration. But 2 months down the line, me and Sonu were coming back after distributing some food. And we saw a lot of migrants walking. So we decided to stop and talk to them. I told Sonu that, listen, you are an actor, you sit in the car, let me go talk to them. But he said, no, I'll go. You won't believe it. Like, Sonu being an actor, he didn't get mobbed or anything because these people were so overwhelmed by their own problems. And they said, we are going back walking. And that time, nobody knew that the migrant transition had happened. So we asked them, where are you going? Somebody was going to Ranchi, somebody was going to Karnataka, 1,300 kilometers, 1,800 kilometers. I mean to say, we were shocked to see the determination. So they were like, we are anyways going to die in Bombay because we have been thrown out of our homes. We don't have money to pay rents. We are on the roads. We have no food. So we rather just die on the road, and at least we try and reach and meet our families. That's when we just couldn't handle it. And we decided to start the Ghar Bhejo campaign. We didn't know what we were doing, but we requested them to just stay below the bridge for at least 5 days and give us time. So that's the time when you didn't even see a cycle on the road. And there was a whole marathon task of arranging buses in a lockdown. Where would you find them? So me and Sonu must have made 100 calls to different transport companies, and no one was ready because they said there is a lockdown and we can't get our vehicles on the road because they're going to get, police is going to catch them or they might break the vehicles. So ultimately, we found one guy who had a fleet of 120 buses who agreed to be on board at cost, and he said, I will support your campaign. So I'm really thankful to that guy. And that's when we arranged the first 10 buses. Then there was a huge task of, the paperwork. So we had to do a tremendous amount of paperwork. I mean, to say unimaginable amount of paperwork. But finally, I think after working 20, 22 hours in a day, after about 5 days, we managed to send the first 10 buses off, which I think was the biggest moment in my life because the happiness, the joy that we saw on those faces was unimaginable. And that's when I realized, that the happiest journey is the journey back home. And they needed to just be with their families. And that's where the journey started. And then obviously we got more and more people asking for help. And at the whole Ghar Bhejo campaign started. Then the train started. We airlifted a lot of students from one place to the other. We got stranded students from Kazakhstan back into India. So a lot of things happened after that. But this was like how it all started.
This just it really inspires. I mean, how you could think of, I mean, where just listening to you, I know a lot of people who suffered due to their businesses, and even you're a restaurateur. I'm sure you
Yeah.
have suffered losses, but still you could think of doing all that. There are people who've been crying because they've suffered losses in their business and everything. But you talk about this so positively. It's amazing. Didn't you ever feel that even I'm suffering losses? What my future is going to hold, or any this kind of thought which came to your mind?
So, actually, there was the business was not there only in the mind, because when we saw their plight, we actually thought that we are one of them. And we were so attached to each and single one of them that their wives used to call us, small children used to call us, please, kya aap mere papa ko ghar bhejoge? It was really overwhelming. They were pregnant women calling. It just happened. I mean, to say, we never thought of anything else. Money comes and goes, but I think this is something which everybody should have risen to, and this is a humanity, and this is something we needed to do at that time. And I'm sure we were just messengers of God. I mean, to say, there were so many people who came forward to help us. It was not possible for me and Sonu to do it alone. Eventually, in about 10 days' time, we had a very strong team of 600 volunteers. We had a whole IT system in place where people would just message their name and their Aadhaar card, and it would get bifurcated according to the state and then according to the city. And there was a team which would make a priority list. So any requests which were like senior citizens, or which was a pregnant woman, or people with small children, were given priority. So we had priority lists like that. So we had a very, very expert team on board who did all of that for us, and that's how the campaign scaled up.
Wow. A highest salute to you, Neeti. Really, you are an absolute hero. Okay, so Neeti, listening to you, I get to know that I'm sure in a lot of ways, the Indian government, or some various kinds of, like you mentioned about the roadblock which you suffered with the transport companies. The same way, a lot of organizations or Indian government agencies must be involved in holding something of this level, where so many people are involved in it. My question is, what kind of roadblocks did you face, or challenges did you face while accomplishing what you really wanted to achieve?
See, first of all was the funding, because when we asked, me and Sonu approached a lot of corporates, and we asked them to fund, people going home. So we were getting funding for cooked meals, we were getting funding for ration. So our thing was that you are giving a meal for 30 rupees every day, and it costs only 2 rupees a kilometer for a migrant to reach home, which is around 1500 kilometers, so about 3,000. And you will be spending more money on that person in a month. So you rather spend that money one time and you get him home, because at home they say kuch bhi nahi hai, to we at least get food and we are with our family. But we were like laughed off, and people were like, this is such a weird demand. There were big corporates who didn't believe in us. So we started with our own funds. There was nothing that was going to stop us. And the first 10 buses, and trust me, the funds have still not stopped coming. People are just donating from every corner of the world. And that's how we scaled up. So funding initially was a problem, but later on it wasn't, because then everyone believed in us. The second was finding out what we want to do. We want to send them home, but how do we send them home? What is the procedure? Nobody knew. I mean, to say, if I wanted to go from my house to buy groceries, it was not available that time. The shops were shut. How do I get them cross borders? The borders had become like international borders. I mean, to say, if a person has to go to Kerala, he has to pass through Karnataka. He would be stopped in Karnataka. They wouldn't let the bus pass. Then it has to go to another state. They wouldn't let the bus pass. So you have to get permission from all the different states. First, you have to verify the list of all the migrants from their villages by the district collector. Once the collector approves, you have to get an NOC from the district magistrate that, okay, they are ready to accept them back. Now, can you believe it? The magistrate is saying whether if they have COVID or no, we don't know. We don't want them back. So they have a feeling of dejection that, oh my God, my village only doesn't want us back. So there was a time when, there was a permission which was not coming through because their own people didn't want them back. And these guys started abusing, they were using abusive language to Sonu that, sorry to use the language, but he was like, ki hame pagal kyun bana rahe ho? You're just wasting our time. We would have walked and reached halfway and all. But still, Sonu was kind enough not to say that, you know what, the permission is not coming from your end. It is not us that the permission is not happening. So anyways, it happened eventually. They left, they reached, they are safe, the wife delivered the child, it was all good. So it was all nice, but it was really difficult because we didn't know what we are doing. And then we had to do COVID tests for everyone. And at that point, it was really difficult to do a COVID test because it was not easy. You couldn't just go and get a test done. So it was quite a long procedure, but long story drawn short, it all happened and it all ended well. So I must share this experience with you. There was a family from Ranchi, and those guys had reached out through the Ranchi Municipal Corporation to give them ration. There were about 60, 70 of them. So we helped them all through the lockdown. Then one fine day they called me that, you know what, just please ma'am, आप हमें वापस भेज दीजिए. I said, okay, I'll process your paperwork. I process the paperwork. After the paperwork is processed, the police goes for a verification to check where they live, what is the report, are they negative, everything. So when the police went to check, they got scared and they entered a containment zone. And they entered a containment zone where they couldn't get out. So they called me that we are in this Worli Koliwada. I said, that's a containment zone. Now you can't get out. And their bus was in the evening. They said, please ma'am, help karo and all. They had very small children and very, very disturbed set of 30, 40 people. I said, no, I can't help you because you're in a containment zone. Just stay there for a few days. We'll figure out. At 3 in the night, I'm getting a call that the child is almost dying and he needs to be hospitalized. I'm like, what happened? You won't believe it. They swam in the sea to run out of the containment zone, reach on the other side of Mumbai. That's when the child almost drowned. And they called me and Sonu at 3 in the night that the child needs hospitalization. Can you believe the desperation they put their children through? So we got the child admitted. They were fine in 3-4 days time. Then we got all the paperwork processed and sent them back. But these are like horrifying stories and they are real. They are for real.
Niti, just listening to you is giving me goosebumps. I mean,
Yeah, and can you imagine seeing their pain? I mean to say my phone wouldn't stop ringing for a second. And if I'm talking to somebody, there would be at least 50 to 100 missed calls in that 1 minute. Because non-stop people were calling just to reach out for help or to reach out for transport or whatever. It was terrible.
Oh my God. I think you and Sonu have just been messiahs of God. I mean, really for the people.
No, yeah, we've just carried out whatever was required to be done that time, and I'm so glad that it all happened. And thank you everyone actually for joining hands. We had people joining from all over India, in fact. So there were the same campaigns happening in Delhi, Jammu. In fact, we rescued some brick kiln workers from Kargil as well, which was a very tough thing to do because they were controlled by the army. And I think it happened well and people reached home and they were all good. And the good part is they all are in touch with us.
How grateful. They must be how grateful to you.
Yeah, they are very sweet people, but they all are in touch and they all have been calling us कि आप आके हमारे घर में चाय पीजिए. So I think some 5 lakh teas are due right now, which I'm going to have soon.
You must be so proud. We feel proud listening to you. You must be your children must be so proud.
Thank you so much.
So now, as we know that you've been working hands-on and working on ground zero and everything, what has happened since the pandemic, what I really want to know is what really went wrong that we had to face such a lethal second wave. I really want to see what your opinion is because you've been on ground level.
So I'll tell you, it was like people had no money, the businesses had to open, the daily wage earners had to come back to work. And there's a point, a saturation point which was reached and there was no more, people would sit at home because then you see that my child is hungry. How much money can I keep asking people? So everything opened up, the businesses opened up, construction activities opened up, restaurants opened up, theaters didn't, but gyms did open up for a while. So that's what caused the second wave. I mean to say people just went out like, as if there's no tomorrow. But also with a vengeance that too. But that also there was no solution because everyone was frustrated sitting at home and these workers needed job, the businesses needed to run. Otherwise, how do you pay your salaries, your bills and all? So this was bound to happen. I think the only way to control is everyone gets vaccinated as soon as possible. And secondly, we all wear masks, we all use sanitizers and we all, maintain all safety protocols just to protect ourselves. That's the only thing that can happen. But this second wave has been very lethal, and especially the second lockdown has been actually worse than the first lockdown because just when the second lockdown was announced, all the laborers again wanted to go back immediately and like Maharashtra is fully empty. Everyone's just gone back. So now we've approached the monsoons and the roads are broken, the bridges are broken. And these are the guys who actually build all infrastructure with their hands. And now there's too much dearth of labor, so nothing's really happening.
So upsetting. We could have never imagined we would have to go something like this in 2021. In fact, in 2020 and 2021.
I hope this is the end of it. Yeah.
I hope so too. But the kind you both are working, I can absolutely feel that it's going to be end of it for sure.
Thank you, Ankita.
Okay, Neeti, you live in the city of dreams, they say. It's full of powerful people. It's got all the glitz and it's all got all that glamour. But we do not sadly get to hear a lot of people coming out and helping in such scenarios, besides naming just a few, or they maybe don't want to attach their names to it. Why? What is your opinion about this? Why do you think is that?
Ankita, I think people put themselves and their families first before they put anyone else. And the fear of COVID was so big because this was a disease, a pandemic, which nobody knew if there is a cure or not. And in the first stage, it was if you have COVID, you're going to die. That was the impression. Like in the second wave, people still are taking it lightly and they are recovering and they are taking precautions. And some more medicines and injections have come out. But in the first stage, it was like if you have COVID, you're doomed, you're going to die, or somebody in your family is going to die. So when you put your family and yourself before anybody else, it's difficult to take a decision either ways. But I don't blame them. I mean to say everybody needs to secure themselves, and at least they sat at home. At least they were not spreading the disease by going out, and at least they followed the restrictions. That's also good enough. And in between, me and Sonu had asked everyone, even if you're in your homes, you see 10 homeless people around you, please feed them. It's going to help a lot. So in Bombay, a lot of women started these, tiffins from their home where they would make extra 20 meals, 50 meals, and they would distribute to people around their homes. And this kind of really eased out the situation. So everybody did their bit of whatever they could do. In fact, I must share this with you. So I have a lot of regular customers at my restaurants. So they all reached out to me that, oh my God, you know what, I'm feeling so guilty. I've hoarded so much material like muesli, almonds, and this, thinking there's a lockdown. So can we drop it and can you give it to the poor? I said, yeah, of course. I don't know how much they care for your cereals and muesli, but we will do it. You won't believe it. I had 4 truckloads of material to give.
Oh my God.
So everybody was feeling guilty that they are sitting at home and they are hoarding things and people are dying outside. So everyone kind of came up together and did their bit.
Oh, this is a relief to hear, Neeti, frankly. I mean, we people sitting far off, we don't get to read these things in news, I mean, because for us also, we had reached a point of time where we had stopped reading the news because there was all so much grim and there's so much, so we had stopped reading. But such kind of news, I'm so glad to hear this, that there were people actually
on the road. Ludhiana was a lot better than Mumbai because Ludhiana doesn't have so much of migrant population.
Absolutely.
And Punjab is a very well-to-do state, and they kind of take care of people, right?
Yeah, Neeti, it's an industrial town. It has a lot of labor, but the catch here is it's less populated than Mumbai.
Yeah.
So I think that is the biggest difference between Maharashtra and probably Punjab, and I think that could be the only difference which made it all a little better than Mumbai. Yes.
So, the only thing why me and Sonu could step out is because the fear of COVID never struck us. It was always like, just let's go out and do it. And I think that since we thought positive, it never touched us and we were all good to go. In fact, we got COVID now, just before the second lockdown when we weren't even stepping out. And I told Sonu that we were not even stepping out and we got COVID. And the whole lockdown, we were out on the roads and nothing happened.
I think God wanted you to do that, what you were doing.
Yeah.
That's why it happened. But I did read in the news that how you and Sonu got COVID sometime.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think it's really inspiring listening to all of this. And I've personally learned a lesson, frankly, to get up every morning, be extremely grateful and help in any way possible with all our might. Thank you so much, Neeti, for inspiring us. Thank you for being our Shiro. I've also heard from the grapevine, Neeti, that besides Mr. Sonu Sood, you also have a lot of childhood memories attached with someone very close in our city. She's
true.
a very good friend and a fellow flow member, Mrs. Sheetal Chopra.
Yeah, she's my childhood friend and we guys were always partners and I always remember her.
Hi, Sheetal. Such a pleasure. Such a pleasure to see both of you on screen today.
So nice to see you after so long.
I swear, Neeti, really been long now.
Yeah, it's been really long.
Neeti, I'm so proud of you and hearing all these stories. Seriously, it's really nice. Very
Thanks,
nice.
yeah. Thanks a lot. I'm sure all the upbringing was from Kamal only. All the moral science that we studied came to you.
I never used to like it, but
yeah,
a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Sheetal, once that you're here, I'd like you to please narrate some nice childhood stories with Neeti so that we can have a good laugh and also visit our childhood today.
We have so many memories which one to share. Okay, we've been partners in school for the longest time. I mean, we always sat together. So we used to study together also. I remember how we used to divide our syllabus before our unit test, and we used to tell each other, you study these chapters and I will study these chapters.
Yeah.
And you remember while writing, we used to say, अच्छा language change करके लिखना, same मत लिखना. Remember, Niti?
Yeah, I remember.
But it
That
was
was too
fun,
much fun. But school
actually.
days were like the best days.
True, actually. And sometimes you really miss those days, yeah. Seriously.
Yeah.
Everybody gets busy with their life, but it's nice to go back to your childhood. You know?
This was a good memory that you remembered. So we never studied full, so we are just half students or
And she was like very carefree and very chilled out. मुझे डर लगता होता था. And I remember she was so very chilled out. कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, you know, that kind.
Sheetal, I think that chilled out attitude still remains. And that is something, which is my personality. And that's why I really didn't care about COVID. And I stepped out in spite of a lot of opposition from my family initially, because that time nobody knew how serious COVID was and what is happening and all. But that whole chilled out attitude and listen, Kushni, I'm going to step out, kind of still carrying on now.
Listen,
And I'm so glad it came to good use actually.
but weren't you scared, like, you know, moving out in those scary times? Like, we all were inside and you were doing all this work.
There was so much distress and there was so much pain outside that the whole scare angle didn't happen only, it didn't cross my mind only because we were so taken up by the whole pain that people were feeling and going through, the pain of hunger, the pain of seeing your child sleep hungry, the pain of being away from your family on the roads, that it was too much to even think of any kind of problem that may arise for me and Sonu. And even Sonu was the same. He didn't care one bit, that we might get infected or anything.
Great work, yeah, you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sheetal. Thank you. Wow, nice childhood memories. This has really remembered. We are thinking about our childhood now.
Ankita, I just want to say that thank you, Sheetal. It's because of you that we are able to have this event today. And you connected us to Neeti, and I really can't thank you enough.
Arey yaar, thank you so much for having us here. Yeah, nice.
It's good. It's good.
Thank you, Sheetal. Thank you so much. So now, there's a huge surprise for everyone here. Among us, we have a very special individual, a man who has been the messiah for the common man, a man who, besides being an accomplished actor, is also the greatest humanitarian India has seen in recent times. We would like to welcome STG Special Humanitarian Award winner, Mr. Sonu Sood here. Neeti, I'd like to know if he's online.
Yeah, I just messaged him. He's joining.
IT team, I request you to please.
I'm seeing him right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's logging in, I think.
Yes, he's just logging in.
Yeah, he's joined in.
Lovely.
Hello?
Yes, I think he's supposed to be online.
Neeti, hi.
Hi, Sonu. Welcome.
Hi, everyone.
Lenny,
Very good evening, Sonu.
Hi, good evening. Yeah, good evening. Thank you so much for having me.
We are extremely privileged that we have with you today. You've taken out time from a busy schedule to support your friend, our Shiro, Mrs. Neeti Goel today. Thank you for taking out time, Sonu.
Pleasure. Great, and just keep the good work going. Yeah, thank you so much.
We feel really privileged to have you on this beautiful Flow Ludhiana platform. So how do you feel surrounded by all women today? And a few men.
Yes, you always feel special. I've heard great things about you all, the great work that you've been doing. And in fact, a friend of mine also shared a video and a little presentation of the today's event. And feel privileged. And thank you so much for having me. And maybe when everything ends and the Zoom culture ends, maybe we'll catch up in person too.
Yes, absolutely. Over to you, Radhika.
So, welcome Sonu ji. I am the chairperson this year, and it's a moment of honor and privilege to have both of you here. So we have a hero and a shiro. It couldn't get better for our magazine's launch. And Sonu ji, we have been informed that you both are childhood friends. I
Yes.
want to know that did you ever imagine that you guys will do such great things together? We like to know one incident from your childhood which no one knows.
No, I think sometimes you get programmed when you are a kid. Nidhi's dad and my dad, they always used to do their share of charity, whether having langars in front of my shop or at their place, or my mom as a professor. So everyone who used to approach us, they always used to do their bit. And I remember, as langars, when the langar distribution used to happen in front of our showroom. So giving food to someone and suddenly seeing their, beautiful smiles. We always used to wonder what's the big deal about it. But now we actually, realize how important it is to bring a smile on an unknown face with a little gesture that you can do. Especially last few months have taught us that life is not about upgrading your living, it's about giving. So I think that's what we have learned as kids, me and Nidhi. And today when we think about last 15, 18 months when we started our journey, and I think that was the best time that the whole, I think that it's a wishes that made that happen. We are doing our own bit, and suddenly somewhere someone must have prayed that Sonu and Nidhi, just go and do your bit. It's your responsibility, and I'm glad that we took that responsibility on our shoulders, and still the journey is on. But yeah, miles to go.
So lovely, it's lovely. I wanted to know one thing. So you have to say 5 words to describe Niti, and Niti, you have to say 5 words for Sonu.
But why just 5? We can
Yeah.
use many more words.
So, okay, so I'll leave it to you. How many ever you want to for each other. That'll be lovely.
I would say trust, faith, responsibility, hope, and I would say passion, love for a Nidhi. I think you can go on, and I think that's how we can tell what Nidhi is.
So Niti, now it's your turn.
I just have one word to say, and that is bestest. That is for Sonu. He's the bestest friend. He's, I think, the bestest husband to his wife. He's been the bestest humanitarian. He's been the bestest friend to all other friends. He's been a bestest father. I've seen him so closely, from childhood. So one word I think fits him perfectly.
Thank you so much, Jalita. Thank you.
Sonu ji, we'd like to know one more thing. So do you remember your first scene? You are from Moga, I believe. And so अगर आप फिल्म स्टार नहीं होते तो आप क्या होते? कभी सोचा है? Or you always wanted to become a film star?
I believe that I was destined to be one. My father had a showroom in Punjab, and I always thought कि पढ़ाई लिखाई करके, I'll be taking care of the showroom. I became an engineer. I studied in Nagpur, and then I thought maybe after my engineering I'll open some factories in Punjab, or try to do something in Punjab related to my field. But destiny brought me to Mumbai, and from where I actually started my journey as an actor. And I always believed in the last 18, 19 years, I've done movies in all the different languages. And I thought that, okay, this is one big thing that I've done in my life, and I made parents proud, being a part of so many big blockbusters with so many movies and all. But actually, after 18, 19 years, I realized the most important role of my career is the one that I'm playing right now, in which everything is happening in real. Almighty is the director, and we are playing our roles. Still miles to go, and I don't want this movie to end, because this is the most special role of my career, and I can't think of doing anything better than this.
So Niti, did you know about this? His dream of...
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Now I'm looking forward to seeing him in Sri Raj.
Okay.
It's going to be one much awaited movie.
Yeah.
कि
So-
बाहर से procure कर लो.
So as we are celebrating friendship, I want to say that this friend of mine, Ankita, we are also friends since last 20 years.
Ji.
And we've seen a lot together. And this magazine that we're launching today is my dream, now hers. So it's lovely to have all of us in one frame. Over to you, Ankita.
Thank you so much, Radhika. She's aptly described it. Sonaji, we had a long discussion with Neeti regarding all that you and how both of you together have accomplished, and how you were the wind beneath her wings, and vice versa. So we thought, why not lighten up the conversation a bit and have a rapid fire with you. I know it sounds very cliche, but we won't do a one-word one, but we can do a one-sentence one. I request you to please reply the first sentence that comes to your mind once I ask you a question. I hope you are okay with this, Sonji.
That's going to be a tough one, but yeah, I will try.
Okay. So how do you feel when someone trolls you on social media?
That makes me believe, yes, there's always another side of the coin also. So yes, they are making a better butter out of something that they're doing, and I just wish them all the best. And I think they are doing a good job in whatever they are assigned to do, and just keep rocking always.
Great. How do you feel when someone calls you a messiah?
No, I would like to be addressed as a common man. I think that's what I am. And when you connect with a common man, so I think you feel more rooted, you feel more.
Ultrasound.
I think when someone calls you by the name of Messiah, you just want to tell them, let me be a common man the way I always wanted to be.
How lovely. When someone walks all the way from Hyderabad to Mumbai to catch a glimpse of you.
So that's a tough one. Now suddenly the spring has started. Someone has started walking from Tirupati in the morning, and someone has started walking from Solapur since yesterday. We've been trying to stop them, get them, but I think now I don't know how to. I mean, you feel humbled, but you feel little confused also that how you can stop these people. But sorry for this. But I think that that shows that there's so much of need, there's so much of trust that they have in us that we have to deliver. It's not about giving ration to them on a particular day or giving them education, something. I think this need is going to be endless. What last 1.5 years have done to the whole country, I think the needs have multiplied many folds. So you have to keep on thinking every single day how you can do something to change your lives. And me and Nitin in the morning, we were discussing it. So I said, hey, we have to do something, whether you start making orphanages, whether you make old age homes or schools. So we are already working on these things and all. So I think that's the only way where you can generate employment, where you can give education, where you can take healthcare. I think these are the three most important pillars of life. And I think that's what we need to do as individuals, and hopefully we will.
When a migrant labor names their child after you?
That I think proves that it's a good idea that I didn't change my name. When I came to Bombay, everyone said कि Sonu Sood नाम का कोई actor नहीं हो सकता, better you change your name. So I was just going through the process of deciding कि Aryan रख लें, Aryaman रख लें, these are in fashion. So I tried that also, but I didn't do. But मैंने बोला कि Sonu Sood यहाँ तक है, I think आगे भी ले आएगा. And when name the kids after me, so that makes me believe यार कहीं ना कहीं माँ बाप ने अच्छा नाम दिया है.
Oh, lovely. When someone tweets, "Bhai, liquor shop khulwa do, please."
मैं उनको बोलता हूँ, मैं यही बोलता हूँ कि यार जब आप कुछ अभी खुलवा तो नहीं सकता, पर हाँ जब आप लेके कुछ टल्ली वल्ली हो जाओगे तो घर जरूर छोड़ के आ जाऊंगा आपको. I think that's my job to send them back to their homes safe and sound. So I think I will try to do that.
When I was researching on you, I found these really funny tweets, that's why I got all these questions. I really found them hilarious. Then there was also who tweeted, "Bhai, girlfriend ko milne ka dil kar raha hai. Bihar bhijwa do." How would you react to that?
नहीं, हमने एक्चुअली 2-3 लोगों को हेल्प भी किया उस चक्कर में, आपको भिजवाऊं, हमने बताया नहीं, बट आई थिंक दैट वी हैव डन ऑलरेडी. पर कुछ लोगों ने शादियों करवाने के भी प्रपोजल्स रखे थे कि माँ बाप से बात कर लो कि माय मॉम एंड डैड रियली लव यू, दे रियली लव यू, एंड आई थिंक अगर आप बोलोगे तो शादी हो जाएगी. और मैंने बोला कि कल अगर आप लोगों ने झगड़ा कर लिया तो माँ बाप मेरा गला पकड़ने आएंगे, तो बस ये मत करवाओ मुझसे. I think that's the biggest responsibility that we're going to put on my shoulders. But I think yes, that's what I believe, Ankita, कि वो जो रिश्ता जब आप कायम करते हो अनजान लोगों के साथ, चाहे वो बिहार, यूपी, मध्य प्रदेश कहीं पे भी बैठे हो, वो रिश्ता बड़ा टूटा. Always you believe कि हमारा जो सोशल मीडिया था, it was all about sharing the new dress that we bought, new pair of shoes that we bought. But I think when you get into their families, you start living them, and they start believing that you're a part of your family. I think that's the biggest, I would say, my achievement as an individual. And I think that's what we should all use our social media to live with them.
Oh, lovely. Lastly, Sonu, who is your Shiro?
My Shiro was always my mother. She was a professor who always taught people, kids in Punjab. I remember as a professor when she used to notice that there are few students missing. So in the peak of summers in Punjab, she used to ask me कि सोनू चल स्कूटर निकाल, उस गांव में चलेंगे, वो जो particular student है वो आया नहीं है. And we used to go to that house in the village, used to go to them and convince their families not to stop your kid from coming to college. और जब वो लोग पढ़े वापस कॉलेज आए and they did well for themselves and now they're settled in US, Canada, we still get letters and phone calls from them because of the mother. We are doing well in life. अगर शायद नहीं किया होता तो शायद हम खेत कर रहे होते पंजाब में या कुछ नहीं किया होता. So I think she really inspired me all my life. And of course, now we have so many Shiros with us. We have Neeti, we have all of you guys who have come together to bring those smiles on those needy faces. So I think that keeps me going, and miles to go.
Thank you so much, Sonuji. Thank you for answering them so graciously. I know we have not vetted this with you. Thank you so much for being so kind to us. And it was such a pleasure, as Radhika mentioned, to see our Shiro and our hero on screen today. Thank you so much, Sonuji.
Cheers,
May you continue. May you
Enjoy.
continue saving lives and keep inspiring anyone. That's all we desire.
Just trying to do my bit, and hi to everyone.
Thank you so
Just
much.
keep talking on
Thank
this.
you
God
so
bless.
much.
Really means a lot.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Sonuji. Thank you.
Bye, Sonu.
So Neeti,
Bye, Niti. Bye.
Neeti, so inspired by both of you. We also did some work for Flow Ludhiana, and I like to share that video. IT team, please play our COVID drive food video, please.
Wow, that's amazing work, yeah.
We are trying our best. We can't match up to what you've done, but I'm sure we'll be able to.
No, but there's always a beginning, and amazing. That's really good to see.
Thank you.
Really good.
So over to you, Ankita. Please unmute. Ankita, unmute yourself.
Thank you so much, Neeti. Now that three of us are here, Neeti, I would like the IT department to also show us the launch video for Sheroes. Neeti, what we were talking about, our magazine, which we have launched today, Flow Sheroes. You are here. We definitely cannot miss this opportunity. So I request the IT department to please play the videos.
Wow, outstanding work, yeah. This is so good. You really guys have a really strong team, back-end team to be doing all this. Wow.
Yes, I have a very, very strong team. I think I could not have asked for anything better than this.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can see that.
So we have a lot of audience questions for Neeti, and so
yeah, sure.
So before we go on further, I think I must tell you, we have a very curious audience, Neeti, who wants to ask some questions. So I'd like to call upon someone who's a master's in social media marketing, a postgraduate in finance, who's acing her number game in the stocks, along with excelling in her digital creativity. I'd like to call upon Eshni Sethi, please.
Thank you so much, Ankita. Thank you, Neeti, for opening your heart for the community and your relentless and selfless service in transforming the world and helping out India in this pandemic. We have amongst us a very keen audience who would love to know more about your ideologies and that part of your life.
Sure.
Now we have Mrs. Neha Gupta, our Vice Chairperson, who wants to ask a question. Over to you, Neha.
Thank you so much, Ashni. Neeti ji, it's been a pleasure to have you amongst us. More and more power to you. More and more power to you. So the question I wanted to ask you was that you have recently come up with a away from home experience, Dream Catchers. So now when things are opening up, we are all looking forward to travel. So if you could just tell us more about it.
So I started these staycation villas in Alibag, and that was because, the travel was restricted. People were confined to their homes. Bombay, everybody's living in apartments. So you need open air spaces. All public places were closed. You couldn't even go for a walk on the beach. That was banned. The kids can't play. So I launched 3 very premium staycations. One is Dream Catchers, and the other 2 are Villa Amor and Amor Greens. And these are luxurious villas, with all the facilities, with 8 acres of garden, and one is by the beach, and different things with a whole lot of gourmet food. So the whole idea behind it was that my all restaurant staff was sitting vacant, and I needed to give them salaries, at least their kitchen runs. So I transferred them all to Alibag, and I started these ventures. So at least their home runs. But I didn't think of, that it's going to take off so well and that it's going to be forever booked. But luckily, it's been really appreciated by people and everyone loves it. And my staff is employed. I'm happy about that. And we are serving a gourmet experience in the villa. So it's running like a mini resort, and it's like a win-win for everyone, for my guests, for myself, and for my staff as well. But I would like to invite you guys over whenever you have time, and love to host you.
Yes, so looking forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We all need it.
I will make sure that my chapter comes to Bombay and we are going to trouble you a lot.
No, it's not a trouble. I would love to host you guys. Yeah, please do come.
Thank you.
Thank you, Neha. The next question we have is from Pallavi Pava, our treasurer for Flow Ludhiana and a very able featured editor for Flow Shiro's magazine. Over to you, Pallavi.
Thank you, Aishni. Neeti ji, hearing you speak has been so inspiring. I'm keen to know more. You own so many restaurants, Nom Nom, Madras Diaries, Madras Express, amongst others. So what pushed you to start your career in the food industry and bring it to the city of dreams, Mumbai? Was it your passion for cooking, or are you a foodie, or both?
So I'll tell you, I'm actually a chartered accountant, and I did my schooling from Carmel Convent, Chandigarh, and then my college, and then chartered accountancy. And I was working with Ernst & Young. Then I got married. After I got married, I obviously quit my job. It was not required to do it. And I joined my husband's business. And I was finding that, there's no self-worth. I was feeling that even if I go to the office, it's fine. If I don't go also, nobody really misses me. So I wanted to create an identity of my own, something which was just managed by me, and I was running it by myself. And I was always a very social person and good with, public relations. So I thought, why not go into hospitality? So about a decade back, 10 years back, I opened my first restaurant, which is Nom Nom. And it got a phenomenal response. And that's when I ventured out into different cuisines, because then also I'm very passionate about my food. I'm not a foodie myself, but I would like everything to be right. So if I'm eating the idli rice has to be sourced from Tamil Nadu with the podi powder, with the right amount of ghee. So I wanted the guest also to experience, authentic cuisine. So that's how the other restaurant came about. Then there was no good Japanese restaurant that time in Mumbai. Very few in 5-star hotels, but not a standalone. So I decided to open Kiba at Mahalakshmi Racecourse, with chefs from Japan, and it's a very, very elaborate menu. In fact, it's rated among 50 top restaurants in the world. And that's how my third restaurant came about. And after that, Ustad came, where we serve cuisines from Afghanistan, Tajikistan. So I wanted to offer things which were not really being offered in Mumbai. And that's what set us apart, and that's what kept us going. And then the pandemic struck. So I thought maybe God was only preparing me for this, because at least I know the back end, how to make food, how to prepare food at the lowest possible cost, the resources to source, the ingredients, everything. So I think it just worked well. And sometimes God is just preparing us for bigger jobs, and we don't even know what we are doing.
That's such an interesting story, such an interesting perspective. Thank you, Neeti, for sharing.
Thank you, Pallavi. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pallavi. Next, we have Shweta Jindal, our joint treasurer for Flow Ludhiana and a very able featured editor. Over to you, Shweta.
Thank you, Aishni. Hi, Neeti.
Hi, Shweta.
It's an honor to have you amongst us today. And it's so
Thank you so much for having me over. It was a pleasure meeting all of you.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Neeti, I saw your YouTube footage of the Rise World Summit 2021. And you got the recognition in receiving the Rise Citizenship Award 2021. It was indeed, I felt so good seeing that. And of course, you've inspired all the Indians. Now you've inspired everybody globally. So how did it feel to get this kind of global recognition?
I wasn't expecting anything. Everything that was done was without any expectations. And we just started very small with 1,200 meals, and we didn't even know where it's going to head. But I think the situation demanded it. And sometimes when you just go out and you just put your 100% into something, it just comes out bigger and better. So I think it was that. And even when the World Summit happened, there were 40 countries and they were all people consulates and the who's who was on it. And when the award was announced, I didn't even know that I'm getting the award. So I was actually taken up by a shock. And the Japanese ambassador kind of presented that award. And it is just a part and parcel of the journey. I'm happy. I'm like, but not that it's just making me very happy. Happiness is when I see people when they reached home, when I saw the video calls that they made to us that we have reached, and that happiness can't be equated with anything. But of course, I'm honored that the work is being recognized, and we've been people are joining hands with us. The movement is becoming bigger, so our work is still carrying on, even though the pandemic has taken a little back end, but our work is still going on, and it will always go on because we ourselves are inspired to help people.
So nice.
Thank you, Shweta.
So much. Thank you, Neeti.
Thank you, Shweta. Now I would like to call upon Shweta Gupta, a renowned makeup artist who has attained a great deal of success in her field, a marketing coordinator, and Flo Shiro's feature editor. Over to you, Shweta.
Hi, Aishni. Thank you. And hi, Neeti.
Hi, Shweta.
You're on mute, I guess.
On mute. Sorry. Hi, Neeti. How are you?
Hi. Very well, Shweta. Thank you.
You're again on mute.
Hello. Sorry, guys. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes. Neeti, sorry. Hi. And like Aishni said, I'm a makeup artist myself. So my question would be something related to beauty.
No wonder you're looking so pretty yourself.
No. It's you who's pretty. You are so inspiring. You're so passionate about whatever your journey has been so tough. Yet you guys you're so humble about whatever you've done for everyone. In fact, I think a big thank you to you.
Thank you, Shweta. Thank you so much.
So Neeti, like you're so successful in your field. You're hailing with all possible celebrities. I'm sure you see so much beauty and glamour around you all the time. But something that we would love to know is what means real beauty to you? Like, what is something that attracts you in a person?
I think it's about the person that attracts me, not, of course, physical attraction, or you can say a person looks beautiful, a woman looks beautiful, or a man looks handsome. It's just very momentary. But
Right.
eventually, it's about how the person is deep down inside, and that is something which attracts me. And that is something I've really seen, the true colors of people in this pandemic. So a lot of people have come forward and shown how compassionate they are. In fact, I wouldn't like to name, but there are lots of celebrities who have come forward and joined our movement and helped us out with their funding, with whatever they could. But they want to be discreet about it, so I won't talk. So I think everyone is beautiful in their own way. It's how they perceive life. So some people perceive life in a different way. For them, it's about looking good and about dressing well, and but some people also have a very beautiful inside of them. So it's about how you perceive yourself and how you are. And I think a certain kind of a person attracts certain kind of people. So
Absolutely.
how we who are like so thick friends, because we connect on a very different level. We both are compassionate towards others. We like to put ourselves, others before ourselves. So that's how, I mean to say, it's a very individualistic thing. But for me, beauty is inside out.
So Neeti, now that you're a housewife, you run a business, you're doing so much other work, would you like to tell all of us something, because we are all in the same boat? We have our own shares of tough days, good days, difficult days. So something that can inspire and keep all of us moving on in this journey?
I would just like to say one thing, that whatever stage of life you are in, I'm sure we all are different ages in different stages of life. Our kids are all different ages, but always remove time for yourself. That is extremely important, and do what gives you happiness. And the most important is, when we have children, it's like a 20-year project. So once they grow up a bit, they are in the 10, 12 standard, we are like, oh, fine, we'll chill. But it's a 20-year project, and they are the future of the nation. So it's our duty to bring out the best in them. And that is going to happen when we show, because they are going to imitate what we are going to do. So I tell you, my daughter's like really, really inspired, by what I did. So she also did a lot of work in the pandemic. And actually, she's got a scholarship now in La Roche because of that. And they were really, really happy seeing her work. It went international, actually. And she's got some international awards as well. So I think that it's very important for us to, bring our children in the right way, because they are the future of our country. So they need to have the right values in them. And no school is going to teach them compassion. I mean, just however much moral science you have, what they feel is what they are going to
Absolutely.
reflect.
Yeah,
So it's
absolutely.
important. And I think we need to also keep time for ourselves, not that we forget ourselves and our children, our family. And, so we also, all of us need our me time, which is extremely important, which keeps us going.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
And do what you
that's
feel, and do what you feel is right for you. I mean,
Absolutely.
I don't think any of us could be influenced by, others telling us, oh, you don't do this, or you do this, or you wear this, or you look like this. Do what you feel is right, and I think your confidence is going to take you places.
Right. Listen to your heart, and that's what you've been doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Neeti. It was wonderful talking to you.
Thank you, Shweta. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shweta. Now I would like to call upon our art director, Mansi Goyal, to present the vote of thanks. She's been working with Satyapal when she was 20 years old. I'd like her to take over. Over to you, Mansi.
Thank you, Ashni. What an insightful session it has been. Today's session was truly an eye-opener. Thank you, Neeti, for being here with us and helping out so many through this pandemic. Truly, the work you've done is tremendous. We would like to present to you with a green certificate. I would like IT team to please show the green certificate to Mrs. Neeti.
Wow, that's so amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. The idea behind the green certificate is that in Flow, we believe in creating permanent lasting memories. Hence, we plant a tree in the name of our esteemed guest of honor, and this certificate is a testimonial to it.
Thank you so much. I'm overwhelmed, and thank you so much. That's really, really nice of you.
The pleasure was ours.
So where is the tree planted? Can I visit the tree?
Yes, I'm sure. Whenever you come here, we will definitely take you there.
Okay, sure.
If you want, there's a tag, there's a certificate number and a tag number. So this tree is planted in Sundarbans. So you can visit the tree anytime and check the growth of your tree.
And
that's nice.
It has a geolocation tag, actually.
It's a geolocation tag. You can do it on the phone.
Oh, lovely. Share that with me.
We'll share the certificate with you. I'll send
Once you get the certificate, we'll have all the needful done.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aina, for opening it so beautifully. Thank you, Ankita. You were a great moderator. A special thanks to Mr. Sonu Sood for joining us today for the launch of our much-awaited Flow Sheroes magazine. Thank you, Ashni, for taking up the QA round so seamlessly. I'm thankful to Radhika Gupta, Chairperson Flow Ludhiana, for curating such a wonderful session. My heartfelt thanks to our annual sponsors, our platinum sponsors, Orica, Pooja Mago, Headmasters, AdFlow MedTech. Our gold sponsors, Punjab Wool Syndicate, Mudit International, Yogesh Vanaspati, Sakshi Couture. Our silver sponsors, Crown Rice, La Pinos, Avigan, AB Steel by Rajni Sethi, Holidays and Beyond, Ronik Keva. Thank you to each and every one of you for being such a wonderful audience. Thank you. Take care. Stay safe. Stay home.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for having me over. It was a great event. Thank you, Radhika. Thank you, Ankita. Thank you, Fiki Flow India. And I hope to see you guys in Bombay soon. And if I'm visiting Ludhiana, we'll definitely catch up.
Yes,
and thank you, everyone. And keep up the good work.
Hi, Neeti. How are you?
Manat. Yeah, please give us a name to Manat.
Neeti, you wouldn't know me as my name. Lakku this side. How are you?
Hi. I'm good, yeah.
How have you been? How are things?
All good, yeah. All good. Hi, Manat. How are you?
Very well. I said you wouldn't know me by Mannat. You wouldn't place me well by Mannat. So Lappu is better known to you.
Maybe, of course, I know Mannat. Yeah. How have you been?
I've been very good, Nitya, and congratulations to all the good work that we're so proud of you. In fact, our whole family is very proud of you.
Thank you, yeah.
And I shall see you in Ludhiana very soon, Baba, very soon.
Yeah, I'll definitely come by. Yeah.
Brilliant,
Yeah.
brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mannat. So, guys, we call it an event now, and thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Neeti. Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure having you all. Neeti, we are meeting you when you're in Chandigarh. Either
Yes, sure.
You come there, and we have to do this. It's very important. And definitely, I will be getting my chapter to Mumbai.
Yes, that is pending. Yeah. See you guys.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.